Hey there, good Saturday morning. I'm NBC Connecticut Storm Tracker meteorologist Alexis Clemens. Just figured we would jump on and talk a little bit about what's going on in the weather department, especially as a lot of people are heading home for the holidays, starting back up with work and school on Monday. And we are gaining daylight. We have some exciting news there that I'm sure will brighten up your day a little bit during what are right now the darkest times of the year right now, just because of that lesser daylight here in the northern hemisphere. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into that. Ask any questions that you might have. I love that we have this platform to be able to do that. So definitely ask as many questions as you can. So we are taking a look at what's going on across the country right now. You can actually see, let me go ahead and grab my little arrow thing, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm watching right now, you can see there on your screen is a little bit of snow over towards Wisconsin and Michigan. That is the system that we are going to be tracking here tonight. It is chilly out there this morning. We're going to watch this snow kind of progress across the northern part of the country, northeastern part, so across the Great Lakes and then into our region. And I'm going to explain why we're in this quote unquote active weather pattern, but the system, we're just tracking a few different types of precipitation over these next couple of days. However, they're very small. We're fighting a lot of dry air. So while we have precipitation chances and a few of them over the next several days, they are going to be rather small. So the snow we track tonight is not going to amount to much. So if I go ahead and zoom in on Connecticut here, time right now that I'm doing this is at 10:23 this morning. We've got sunshine out there. It's a nice cold day. I'm not a skier, snowboarder yet. I want to get on the slopes, but I think it's a really good weekend to get out there. I mean, with sunshine, cooler temperatures, probably feels really good on the slopes. So we've got that sunshine right now. As we go through the afternoon, that cloud cover does return. But if you have any plans this afternoon, this evening, things are good to go. We're not really tracking the snow until after midnight, really closing in on those sunrise hours here. So might just be waking up to a little bit of snow as we go into tomorrow, but you'll notice very scarce, I guess we could say, scattered at best. So this is a very small system. We just looked at the satellite and radar. It's pretty prominent over parts of Michigan and Wisconsin. But the problem is, as it moves across the region and into our area, it's going to be fighting a lot of that dry air. However, some of that snow, light snow at that, it'll be fluffy. It could break through the barrier, and it would obviously be cold enough to accumulate a little bit. So we just wanted to give you the heads up that we might be tracking a little bit of that lighter snow, and you might wake up to a dusting tomorrow. I think it's over by 8 a.m. at the latest, and then we will see just a little bit more sunshine as we go through the Sunday afternoon and evening. Now, going to go ahead and prepare you here in Connecticut if you're heading back to work, school for the first time in a while. A little bit of a wake-up call Monday morning. We're talking low temperatures Monday morning in the single digits and teens. So just be ready. It's going to be a chilly start to the school week, the work week there. Then clouds return Monday in the afternoon and evening hours. We might be monitoring another system here. There's still a few questions regarding exactly what we're going to be seeing. But again, you'll notice another very small system, and kind of staying a little bit further to the north as well. So we'll keep an eye on that. That'll be late Monday, maybe late Monday afternoon into Monday night there. Just again, a small little system of just a little bit of snow. So as we take a look at the potential for snowfall here, we didn't even feel like we needed to make a map for this snow just because it's very spotty. Not everybody sees it. And if you do see it for tonight into tomorrow morning, It's not a lot. At best, a half an inch here, just a little dusting that you might have to wipe off of the cars tomorrow morning, something you might see on the pavement as well. So it is going to be, you might just wake up to that tomorrow morning. It likely won't be much of anything, but just something to keep an eye on. Then, of course, we're going to keep an eye on Monday, late Monday as well. I, again, think that if we see any of that snow, it would likely, again, just be a little bit of that of a dusting that we would pretty much see. I'm not really seeing a whole lot in terms of snow accumulation Monday night either, but again, a dusting maybe up to an inch possible there. Somebody says, good morning from Waterbury. Good morning. Those temperatures are still pretty chilly out there this morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at that here this morning. So that feels like temperature. There's a nice calm wind, but it's enough. It is chilly out there, definitely this morning, especially with those clear skies, a little frosty out there this morning. Those temperatures, as they slowly populate in here, are in the, that feels like temperature in the teens. I think we've warmed into the 20s, a lot of us this morning, but still feeling like 15 in Hartford, Meriden, and Waterbury, 14 in Danbury, 12 in Greenwich there, 16 in Bridgeport in the Groton, New London area, and 19 in New Haven. Pretty chilly. And your hour forecast kind of looks like this. Those increasing clouds for the next couple of hours, temperatures in the upper 20s, lower 30s this afternoon. And then after midnight, the chance for a couple of those little snow showers there, and we'll be tracking that into the early sunrise hours. Now, speaking of sunrise, well, we've got some bad news followed by some good news. So we'll go ahead and start with the not as nice news. We are currently in the latest sunrise of the year. That's at 7:18 in the morning. That's from today through Tuesday, where that sunrise is at 7:18. And that's, of course, because we're so close to that winter solstice that happened just a few weeks ago on the 21st of December. But we got to look at the positives. We're gaining 49 minutes of daylight this month. And just tracking that for you, today's sunrise was at 7:18. The sunset is at 4:32. In a week, it's slow, but we inch a little bit closer to more and more of that daylight. In a month, it'll be almost about in the 6 o'clock hour that we see that sunrise and that sunset. After 5 p.m., that'll be really nice. That's early February. And then in 2 months, 6:22 a.m. to 5:43 p.m., not long after that 2-month mark, is when we enter back into daylight saving time. And we'll have that 7 p.m. sunset very, very soon. But you got to wait about 2 months or so. But hey, we'll take that good news while we've got it. Currently seeing the latest sunrise of the year, as we talked about. Somebody says to start the buses on Monday morning, you might have to come in a little bit earlier. Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be really chilly. We'll talk about that temperature here just a second. I did also want to point out that while we are in the latest sunrise of the year, of the season right now, at least it was made a little bit brighter, the night sky that was, because of the full moon. I made this a little bit earlier. The moon was out until about 7:50 this morning. We had a really great photo of it that we took. It's the first full moon of the year. It's called the wolf moon. It's also a super moon. So it looked about 14% larger, 30% brighter. It was really, really pretty. If you had pictures of them, send it in to us at nbcconnecticut.com. You can specifically email share it. That's SHAREIT at nbcconnecticut.com for that. We love to see those photos. And of course, if you got the sunrise, temperatures, whatever it might be, we love to hear from all of you. I also wanted to point out this. Currently, today is the 3rd of January. And while it's one of the shortest days of the year, technically Earth is at its closest in its orbit to the sun. It's called perihelion, which para means close. Helios is the sun. So right now Earth is closest to the sun. So you might see kind of a bigger orb in the sky. This is, of course, a bigger deal in the southern hemisphere where it's summer right now. But of course, Earth's orbit varies due to gravitational pulls, right? So right now we are currently the closest to it. So many of you people are probably wondering, well, if we're the closest to Earth, why aren't we warm? It's all about that angle, the axis, right? So right now that sun angle is the furthest away from us, but we're slowly getting closer. That's why that sunrise and sunset we're gaining daylight there. So the perihelion's date and time and distance from the sun can vary a little bit, but it's usually in early January, and it's actually happening specifically in about an hour and 15 minutes. 12:15 today is that perihelion when we are closest to the sun. So it's just something interesting. If you're interested in the sunrise, sunset, space nerds out there, I know that I am definitely one of them. So just something that's kind of exciting. But let's talk about your 10-day forecast here that we talked about on air. I do want to point out that Monday morning temperature going to be a little bit on the cooler side here as we pick up your 10-day forecast. It's slowly populating in here. Yeah, we've got 11 degrees for inland areas here. That's for Monday morning. Potentially that could be down to the single digits for some of us. So it's going to be a chilly start to the work week. So highs are going to be in the 20s there on Monday. So it's definitely going to be cold enough to support that snow late in the day. But you'll notice a couple of different chances for precipitation, right? And let me go ahead and pull up this graphic as well, because I think this does a good job of explaining it, even though when you see it, you're going to be like, what in the world does this mean? And I'll explain it. So as this graphic slowly populates in there, we've got a lot of different chances for precipitation over these next couple of days. 20, 30, 20, 40, 10, 40, very small chances here. But just kind of tells the story that we're in an active weather pattern right now with small chances for precipitation over these next couple of days there. As temperatures warm up, which we'll talk about in just a second, I think this also does a good job of describing what's going on here. So what's happening for us here across the region, we always have to look at the jet stream when it comes to talking about weather patterns, right? And if the jet stream is right on top of us, that's going to provide just many different chances for precipitation. So as we step through this, the jet stream is kind of moving right over us here in southern New England over these next couple of days. That provides that chance for a little bit of snow later on tonight, another chance Monday night there, and then again late Tuesday into Tuesday night and Wednesday as well. That jet stream is right on top of us. But I want to point out what happens by the end of this week is that jet stream still going to be close enough to provide those chances for precipitation, but it's lifting a little bit further to the north. What that does for us is allows for warmer air to move on in, which you can definitely see with our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. We've been talking about this a little bit because I think a lot of us are ready for a little bit of a warm up there. It's not very long, so maybe good news for like the slopes that want to keep those cooler conditions there with all of the snow there. But a little bit of a warm up by the end of the week. High temperatures potentially near 50 degrees this time next week. So into the second weekend of 2026. So that's kind of what we're watching for us right now. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have through this morning. Again, these are not big systems by any means, but we just have this really cool opportunity in our weather lab to get to talk to you all about these small little snow chances and really kind of dig deeper into the forecast, which is really, really helpful, I think, for a lot of people. Also thinking about everybody traveling home from their holiday celebrations, heading back to work, heading back to school on Monday. So that's what this is all about. Just talking about these light snow chances here. And then again, looking ahead at what's to come, because here again is your 10-day forecast as it populates in. So we've got that snow chance tonight, remember, from about midnight to 8 o'clock in the morning. That's for Sunday, early Sunday. The chance for just a little bit of snow, might wake up to a dusting at best. I think it's a lesser chance at the shoreline, but still might see a couple of snowflakes through tomorrow morning. It just depends if that can make it through the dry air. While we have this active weather pattern setting up again I'm using those quotations there, we're still fighting a lot of dry air. It's going to be a little bit different. Once, like I said, that jet stream moves a little bit further north of us, that not only allows for warmer air to move in, but also allows for moisture to move in from the south. So that's going to lead to some slightly better chances for precipitation by the end of the week. So what we're watching for you here is that light snow chance tonight, another light snow chance late Monday. I don't think it's a huge deal right now, but we're going to keep an eye on that system that is late on Monday in the afternoon, evening hours there. Right now, I'm not tracking huge accumulations. like I said, an inch at best, but continue to track keep updated in the forecast there. We'll track that late Monday. We'll also monitor late Tuesday into Wednesday. Those are another days to keep on your radar here. Just the chance for, if we can get some precipitation going early enough on Tuesday night, that could lead to some freezing rain for parts of the area, but temperatures will actually lift a little bit through Tuesday night and Wednesday, and it would just be rain through the majority of Wednesday morning. Then by Friday and Saturday, we're not even talking about snow because it's just rain. Temperatures are going to be well into the 40s, even nearing 50 next Saturday at the shoreline. So nice warm up. I don't think it lasts too terribly long. The average high temperature for this time of year is about 36 to 38 degrees. So even into early next week, that's at the end of your 10-day forecast, still those temperatures are a little bit warmer, but again, monitoring just a little bit of a cool down, but a nice big warm up, potentially nearing 50 by the beginning of next weekend. I'm not seeing any questions there. So again, if you have any, you can message me on our social media platforms. You can also email us at shareit@nbcconnecticut.com. Any photos of the sunrise, of you enjoying, the slopes, whatever it might be. We just love to see everybody out and about and enjoying what Connecticut has to offer. So especially in the wintertime, while we are warming up, I think we also thrive in our cooler weather regions as well. That's something that I've learned, because I'm not a big fan of the cooler weather, but it does some great things for us here in Connecticut, or in New England, that is, with the slopes and all of those different things. So again, thanks for joining us here this morning. Just wanted to hop on and have that conversation with anybody, just talking about these small little chances for a little bit of snow. Again, tonight, really early tomorrow morning, again, late Monday, Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then by the end of this coming week, as well as temperatures slowly warm after Monday. So we're going to be warming through the work week here. So thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it. Have a great first weekend of 2026. We'll be back on air at about 6 p.m. tonight, and then tomorrow morning, and of course through the week as well. We've got you covered here at NBC Connecticut. Have a great rest of your Saturday.